My name is Catherine. My name is Catherine Joki. I'll be taking you through this tonight's session. Just give me a second. Okay, we can continue now. My slides were not moving. My name is Catherine Joki, and my background is in sales and marketing. I was in corporate for 15 years, and the reason I started the business was for flexibility and control. I'm also the leader of Kindra X team. Okay, not sure why the slides are not cooperating. Let me sort it out. Emmanuel, maybe you can just pause the recording for a minute as I sort this out. Or it just froze it again. Can I share with you, Emmanuel? And then you click for me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. My name is Catherine Joki, and I'll be taking you through tonight's session, that is the winning structure of presenting. My background is in sales and marketing. I was a corporate professional for 15 years, and the reason I started my forever business was flexibility and control. I'm also the leader of Kindra X team. Emmanuel can continue. So in regards to tonight's session, who, if in case you've read the GoPro book, that is the 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional, we have the finding prospects as a skill, inviting, presenting, following up, helping prospects become distributors or customers, as well as helping distributors get started successfully. We also have promoting of events. And in regards to today's theme, I'm going to be concentrating on the third skill, that is presenting. How do you present your product or opportunity as a professional, or what structure can you follow so that it comes out clearly for the prospect? So presentation at core, this is the act of delivering structured information, ideas, or data to an audience. It's mostly focused visual and verbal communication tool designed to make a specific message clear, memorable, and actionable. So you may, of course, be more vast than the prospect. However, your presentation is aimed at bridging the gap between what you know and what they need to understand. Okay, it's the bridge between you and your prospect. And there are primary purposes of a presentation. There's 4 of them. One is to inform or educate. That is, you break down data or teaching a new skill to provide a status update. There is to persuade or influence. That is getting your audience to buy into an idea, invest in an opportunity, project, or buy a product. This is in general, okay? And then there's also to inspire or motivate. That is a team shares a vision or sparks passion. This relies heavily on storytelling and emotional connection. Then we have to facilitate decision making. So presenting choices, comparing pros and cons, and laying out evidence so that a group can agree on the next steps. So tonight we'll be focusing on how to present the 5 elements in a business presentation. So this is still general, not particularly tied to network marketing. So in any business, and during the course of my sales and marketing career, we had chances to pitch ideas to investors. And generally in business, there's 5 areas that at least you need to cover in order to communicate your offer to the other person. So number one, it's in the areas of product, the company, compensation, and support, and timing. Okay, and then this presentation, it can be on one-to-one basis. It can also be one-to-many or a 3-way call. Okay, so three-way call, or here is where maybe you have team members, and then you are the host, and then you have a prospect on board, and then one team member can they can maybe present what they are good at. Maybe someone is good at products, the other one is good at company, the other one is good at compensation, the other one is support and timing. So the team members can take time to speak to the or testify to the prospect about their experiences in these areas of the company. It can also be online or offline. The structure that is we are going to learn, you can incorporate it online or offline. So it's not cast in stone. You can always customize to fit the audience or the prospect. Okay. Also, always keep in mind that this is about the audience and not you, the presenter. Okay. So the aim is to it's always to link or communicate with the audience or your prospect. So as I've mentioned, this structure generally is meant to guide the prospect or what they can consider in any business venture. Okay, so it's not limited to even network marketing. Okay. So as I've mentioned, there's five key things to evaluate. Number one is product. Number two, company. Number three, compensation, support, and timing. So number one, when it comes to product, why is it special? Why is it creating so much opportunity? So here we are going to narrow it down to our forever business. So let's say, for example, we have one of the products is aloe. So what pointers can you include in this question when they are considering the product? So number one, aloe has been used for thousands of years for health and beauty purposes. So people have been using it to look and feel better, and that results to more confidence. So why is our aloe special? It leads to somebody feeling more energetic, more confident, more ready to tackle through life. Okay. And then the other section on a product is their need. Okay. So there's an institute called the Global Wellness Institute, and this institute normally produces industry reports. What are the beauty trends? What are the wellness trends in the world? And then they normally produce a report. The last report they released was in 2024. So they offered projections, and they indicated that the wellness industry is currently worth 6.8 USD trillion USD. Okay, and the demand keeps rising. So what this means is that people are continue spending money in the health and wellness industry, and given forever is in that space, that means we are in a good space that is growing. It's promising. The other thing to consider about the product, does it meet the need? Okay. So according to that report, the leading categories where people most spent their money at or on was nutrition, weight loss, and personal care and beauty, which they grossed 2.5 USD. Okay, approximately 300 Kenya shillings billion, 300 billion Kenya shillings. So you can see where people are spending money. So in terms of product, our products are positioned in the right categories that are growing. Please note, I'm just using aloe as an example. Okay, of course, it applies to all other forever products. The other thing to consider about product, is it priced to sell? Will it be worth their effort? Okay, we'll all agree right now, if you are to sell something and maybe it gives you 10 shillings after so much effort, we'll be agree that the effort does not really match the payoff. Okay, but here, for example, aloe vera gel, when your assistant supervisor, sorry, on the retail, it's a 4,145 Kenya shillings. Given that we all know as FBOs, we know the value proposition of our aloe vera. It's a potent, it's pure, and it has all those certifications. Then in that case, the 4,000 that we are asking is retail, then kind of makes sense. Okay, so it's a product that the price or is worth what the customer is getting. So it is priced to sell. Once someone understands the value, they will definitely be willing to spend that kind of money on themselves. The last thing to consider when it comes to product, is it priced for profit? So as an assistant supervisor, you start to make Kenya shillings 1,246 shillings as profit when you sell one aloe vera gel. And I believe this is fair, given that with this kind of amount you can do something. That means if you sell two, three, you even make more money. Again, this goes with even other products. Okay, I'm just using aloe as an example. So company, so when it comes to the other thing they should be considering after product, the next thing they should consider is company. What is the background of that company? So for example, with Forever, you can link in the fact that it's privately owned, cash rich and debt free. It's also the world's largest grower and manufacturer of aloe and aloe-based products. Then our head office is in the US. So that's some of the information you can add. Also, feel free, this is not cast in stone, it's not limited. So feel free to add any other information during your presentation. This is just a guidance. And number two, what should you consider when it comes to the company experience? So with Forever, we have top tier accreditations. Okay, we are the first to receive the Aloe Science Council Seal of Potency and Purity. We are certified kosher and halal and cruelty free certified. We also USDA organic and UA organic. We have those certifications. We also eco-friendly in that we use goods for weed control and not pesticides. Okay. Then our track record. What's the track record of that company that someone wants to partner with? So as Forever, we have 48 years of uninterrupted growth. We have global footprint that is in 160 countries. We are vertically integrated. We also are a member of the DSA group. So these are some of the things you can mention to back up Forever is a company. Number three, what should they consider in an opportunity or a business? Compensation. Okay. So number one, when it comes to compensation, is quick money for a reasonable part-time income. Please note, reasonable time. Okay. Of course, we are not in the business of get rich quick scheme. So the expectations have to be balanced according to their effort and the time they'll put in. So number one, when it comes to quick money for a reasonable part-time income, so we have immediate profits. When you're an AS, you sell a C9, you get 5,834. For the tri-pack, you get 3,866. So let's say maybe you wanted to buy some airtime, or maybe you wanted to send some money back home. I believe when you sell a C9, you send 5,000. I believe that's good money, okay? Or any other pressing issue you may have, okay? What about medium money? Is there a chance to add some medium money with the compensation plan? So if you're an AS who is 4CC active, you stand a chance to earn between 15,000 to 50,000 Kenya shillings. Of course, this business, we always insist it's effort-based, okay? So 15,000 to 50,000, just an estimate. I believe this is someone's rent. It can cover rent, it can cover groceries, it can cover part of school fees. It can cover so many things. So there is a chance to earn some medium money. What about the big money? That's another thing they need to, maybe they need to consider. Maybe someone, their why is to get a home. Maybe their why is to travel. Those things that kind of need big money. So is there that opportunity? And in Forever, yes, there is that opportunity. Manager and beyond, you get a bonus range of 150,000, could be more. You get to qualify, a chance to qualify for the Forever to Drive incentive, the leadership income, gem bonus, global trips with spending money, CBQ. So there is all this opportunity, and this makes the prospect feel like it would be worth their time, depending on how hungry they are and what effort they put into the business. So the other thing they can also consider is support. So what support do we offer here in Forever Living? We have number one, upline. The person who sponsors you holds your hand. So that's one thing you can present to them. You're in the business for yourself, but not by yourself. Events. So we have team events. The team you join, of course, they'll be having team events. So you're not alone. Okay. And then number three, company events organized by the company, of course. And then the back office, we have things like support for order processing, could be online, could be offline. I mean, if you work in the office and you don't know how to process an order, they will assist in that. Then there is also assistance with new team member registration. You can register somebody online or offline. All these things are available for free to the person who decides to join. And then we also have tools. For example, we have the Forever Kenya YouTube channel. We have one-to-one booklets. We have first step to manager. We have free training hall and boardroom access. So these are some of the things they need to consider or would be a plus for them when they decide to do this business. And then free training, so online and in person, product sessions, BOM, and skills training. I believe not so many businesses, when you start, you'll get all this stuff as part of support. There's also recognition, both in the Forever community group, and that is the WhatsApp group, and also success, this celebrate them. Then, of course, there's community. Actually, there are people who join businesses just for their community, okay? So they also get to join a community of excited and committed business partners. So in terms of support, Forever does offer that. And then timing. Of course, any opportunity or any business you're looking to start, you have to look at timing, the relevance that is. Imagine someone starting a quail business right now. I believe they are kind of behind. Okay, so what of timing when they want to join this opportunity? So industry wise, more people are looking to live healthier as it has been proven by the industry reports. So this is the report I was telling you about, and this is what they mapped out. So you can see personal care and beauty, it's worth 1.35 billion USD. Then we have healthy eating, nutrition, weight loss at 1.148. Okay, so this means this is where the money is going or where people are spending their money. Okay. Globally, more people are looking for flexible ways of working. Of course, with involvement of technology, people want to spend more time with their family. I'm sure you have friends who are like, have you had a place where I can work remotely? Maybe I'm tired of the commute. So in terms of forever opportunity, of course, you get to work from wherever you are. If you want to work by the beach, you want to work by your kids, you're not limited geographically. And then company wise, you could show them that Forever is an industry leader. I mean, can you see these numbers of the global wellness economy? And then factor in the fact that this company was started 48 years ago, that is 1978. So the owner or the founder was able to see 48 years prior that the kind of products he wants to create are in demand and will always be in demand. Okay, so that means also that we are on track for even more growth. So in terms of timing, this would be the way to show them that it's a perfect time to start their business with Forever. In conclusion, so just want to maybe clarify for three-way calls and in-person presentation. So let's just say it's a very intimate presentation. You, your team members, and then the prospect, or you and the prospect, and maybe one more person. That's what I'm trying to call the three-way call. You can always insert a testimonial. Okay. Also in person, you've seen it at the warehouse when we are doing trainings. At the end of the presentation, there are people who offer their testimonials. So after that last slide, the timing, you can always now have somebody give a testimonial if it's appropriate. And then also encourage them to try products as well as the compensation plan. Have them, this creates belief. Okay. Let them kick the tires and see that it is something real. Okay. And then also let them know, as you can throw in as a statement, and let them know that it doesn't have to be the perfect thing fit for them. That's the opportunity, but should at least be an option to explore to solve their problems. Okay, so this indicates to them that you're not really pressuring them to make that choice that you want. It's more about them. Remember, we said it's more about the audience than it is about the presenter. Okay, also ask them to go back at the end of the presentation, ask them to go back to the person who invited them to get their questions answered. In regards to number one, of course, if it's online, then the most probably if it's one to many, a presenter to many other people online, you may choose to insert testimonials or you may not decide. Okay, but as I've mentioned, this is not really cast in stone. It's just a structure that you could use. You may decide to start with maybe compensation, then product. Again, feel free to customize, but these are one structure you could always use so that it helps you communicate the message better or the offer or the opportunity better to your audience or prospect. And that marks the end of my training.
Right. Sorry. I don't know if you have questions for Kate. Maybe someone. Do you have a question? Clarity? Thank you, Kate, for putting it all together. I think it was well elaborated. Yeah, we will share the recording on YouTube. By morning, we're going to have it. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. I want to believe it was of value. And you can as well share to the team or, your team who are not in the training tonight. Otherwise, thank you so much, Kate, for the value, for the training. Very good
Thank you too for your
guidelines.
assistance.
Yeah, sometimes technology can act up, but we appreciate the effort. Okay.
Thank you too. Thank you to everyone who took their time.
Okay, guys, asanteni sana. Have a good evening, and I hope you're buying a ticket for the Success Day on Saturday. If you've not gotten one, please do so that we meet there on Saturday. Bye bye. Asante.